Esteemed colleagues, we continue our working day. Col.Andriy Lysenko, Presidential Administration spokesperson on ATO-related issues. Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues. The information on the events in the ATO zone during the last 24 hours. Lugansk direction. In dark time of the day in Shastia and Krymsk, there were short mortar shellings registered from illegal armed groups. There were no military actions conducted in Shastia from the summer. Also, the occupants exercised several provocations during the day in Novo-Alexandrivka, in Stanitsa Luganska, and in Bakhmutovska highway. Yesterday was quiet. In total, in Lugansk direction, there were 9 enemy shellings registered, 3 from heavy weaponry. In Donetsk direction, the military actions were conducted in 2 points, Lugansk and Avdiivka. The occupants were applying heavy weaponry. There were almost 100 mortars launched at our positions. Most of the enemy shellings were launched at Avdiivka industrial zone. Traditionally, the enemy was firing from the east. In total, in Donetsk direction, there were 6 enemy shellings, 4 from heavy weaponry. Mariupolsky direction, there is a trend to reducing the intensity of enemy shelling from heavy weaponry. Last 24 hours at our positions in Krasnogorovka and Pavlopol, there were about 20 mortars launched, which is dozen times less than a week ago. At the same time, to the south, in Vodiane and Shirokino, the snipers of the enemy are actively firing. In total, it's not quite at all the directions, but main military actions are launched in the north and south. In total, in Mariupolsky direction, there were 20 enemy shellings registered, 4 from heavy weaponry. Yesterday at Lugansk direction, there were reconnaissance flies of the drones of the enemy registered. In the last 24 hours, there were no Ukrainian servicemen killed. 7 servicemen were wounded in the result of shelling. And the confirmed losses of the enemy, 6 killed and 6 wounded occupants. In Lemanitsky district of Donetsk region, the police detained the militant with the nickname Tan.
It was found that this man had entered the illegal belt formations in June 2014, and first he worked as a security for the detachments of the militants, and later, having understood that Girkin would be defeated in Slavyansk, together with his commanders, who had nicknames Looter and Tor, he quit from the city and stayed in province, trying to hide himself from Ukrainian justice. Also, SBU, jointly with the police, had detained a militant of so-called quick response group of the Russian occupational troops, which was curated by FSB, and he was hiding himself in Toretsk. Also, the law enforcers expropriate the ammunition in the ATO area. Thus, they had detained 3 people who tried to transport ammunition to the peaceful regions of Ukraine. Also, the SBU had found near Vodiane and Kalinin the storage with the ammunition. In general, they expropriated 2 grenade launchers and 10 charges for them, 14 grenades, 2,000 cartridges, and more than 1 kilogram of plastid. In Lviv region, during 2 days, the National Guard's officers were trained to use special means. They were trained in delivery of first aid, creating smoke curtains, and to lead a combat. Thank you, Mr. Canals. There are no questions. Thank you, everybody. Dear colleagues, the next event will be at 1 o'clock sharp.